Hey everybody, it's Mike from Fishing the Mid-South. We're going to take a quick break from some of the line, or knot tests, I should say, not strength tests. We're going to play with some crimps. So we're going to use 50 pound, that is 50. I had problems saying it, thought it was 60, it's 50. 50 pound Trilene big game mono. The crimps will not fit on the actual 60 pound. So that's why we're using the 50 pound. We're going to be using the High Seas Grand Slam aluminum series sleeves, the inside diameter of 0.027 inches or 0.70 millimeters. The crimps that we're going to use, the crimping pliers I should say, are from Temu. Anyway, so our first step is going to be, since we haven't used this line before, we need to go ahead and set a baseline for strength. So we've got two rigs set up here. We'll do a pull test and kind of get a baseline for what the strength is going to be. I did try to do this video earlier, and you can see this line just hates me. It has a lot of memory. Anyway, so you may see some numbers on the sheet later and go, well, where'd those come from? Those came from earlier test, but one of them was clearly not valid, so I'm doing it again. Let me go ahead and zero that back out. Easier said than done. And here we go with pull number 1 for the strength of 50 pound Trilene big game mono. I'm going to run out of length, I think. I did. Ran out of length on the pull tester, or on the actuator. I'll make the line a little bit shorter. And we'll give it another pull. Put a little bit of pressure on there. It's really not much pressure. Okay, and here we go with the pull. $57.3. Get that out of the way. And zero this out. That one on. And I'll go ahead and do a couple more wraps on the other end, so it's short enough to not run out of room on the actuator. Really not any real pressure there. And here we go with test number 2 for the strength of Trilene big game 50 pound mono. $58.9. So somewhere around the 58 pound mark is what we're looking at. So let's look at the crimps. So on these crimps, they're oval, so you put them in with the wide side. Grab another crimp and I'll show you here. When you put them in the pliers, you want the wide, so that they're like, well, like so. So you've got your line in, both pieces of the line through there, and you crimp them. You want it to be in the center like so, so that neither side of the, or neither end is actually crimped. And that's how these were crimped. Have 5 different pulls. I did burn the ends or melt the ends on the tag end. In watching videos, that's something that a lot of people do. That one is going to be too long, I can tell before we even start. Let's go ahead and get test number 1 underway. Kind of keep an eye right here. See if that slips. 56.4. And the crimp did go flying off somewhere. And there is the swivel. 56.4. Throw that over into the used pile. Okay, here we go with test number 2. You can see that that started moving and cinching down some, so 48.9. We did see some movement in the line, not just stretching, but also the crimp moving a little bit. 48.9. Get the third rig on here. And again, that left the swivel by itself, so it broke kind of mid-crimp, I believe, or within. It broke past the crimp. That's what I'm trying to say. Test number 3. Again, keep an eye right here where the crimp is. So you see it stretching, and that one did not start moving back, and there we go. So this one broke right inside the crimp, right at the end or edge or whatever. I got 43.8. Test number 4 up here. This one may be a little long. We'll find out. Hole number 4. $49.2. It was interesting that it stayed at 49.2 for a second before it actually popped, which tells me it was probably slipping on one end or the other. Again, there's the remnant of that, and I'll have to go find the oh, that's dead. Find the leader somewhere on the other side of the room. Zero this out. It's amazing to me how much stretch mono has. I mean, we all know it has stretch, but it's quite an incredible amount when it comes down to it. Because this is a 12-inch actuator, and this is going to pull probably 6 inches off of maybe a foot of line. And here goes our 5th and final pull. That crimp was a little scary. When I crimped it, I wasn't sure how good it was going to be. And it broke right at the edge of the crimp. So the crimp actually held. I was a little worried about how mangled that was and whether it would damage it inside. 44.1, which is not outside of what we've seen thus far. So our line strength's about 58 pounds, and we're seeing about 45 average, maybe a little higher. 56.4 was certainly high in the range. So we had, a 48, a 44, a 43, a 49, a 56. So you are not getting full strength from a crimp. I assume we all knew that, but we're getting just maybe 10% lower than the advertised strength of the line. So 50-pound mono, we're getting at least 45 in most cases, right? But that's still giving us about, over 10 pounds of strength less than the line actually has. So that's the results on crimps. I'm sure we'll be doing some more crimp videos in the future. I just got this crimp material in today, and I was hoping it would be small enough for 60 or big enough for 60, but it was not. And it seemed like the next size up is too big for 60, so I'm going to do some more playing with that. But the 50 did fit pretty snug on the line before the crimp. Anyway, there are videos on how to, there's a playlist on how to tie some knots. There's also a playlist on all these strength tests on my channel. Please like, subscribe. Appreciate you watching, and we will see you next time.